Class is in memory of Jared Orchin. As I came from the convention, they showed the video about a couple that I know very well. He studied with me in yeshiva, and his wife is a dear friend of Miriam. This couple, they got married the same time we got married, and they could not have children. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. And in the religious community, not to have children is a tragedy. It's a tragedy in every community, but especially when everybody around you is all about children and children. And many years passed. After 9 years, they had 1 child. Joy was overwhelming. And at that time, they got an opportunity to go out as Chabad rabbis to Denver, I think. And in Denver, there is one of the 2 best the best places to fertility clinics to try to have children. And they joined to one of the clinics and they try to work on it. They're trying and spending money, getting into debts. And one day the doctor sat them down and says, guys, just let go. It's not going to work. Why you should spend there is no reason for you to spend so much money. You have 1 child, enjoy it. Ten years ago, if you remember, the rabbi from Mumbai was shot, and his wife. 10 years ago, I think yesterday or today, literally, this week was the outside. And after the shooting, there were many Chabad places made special events, memorial services, vigils, and one of them took place in Philadelphia. A few hundred people were there. And after the event, came over a doctor, who is a fertility doctor, came over to the rabbi and he told them, 5 Jews were killed. I want to replace them with another 5 Jews. And he left. The next day, the rabbi was thinking to himself, I'll call him, see what he's saying. He called him, he says, tell me, doctor, did I heard correct what you said yesterday? He says, you heard me right. I want to replace 5 Jews with another for the 5 that were killed. He said, okay. He started to work on it. He knew also this rabbi who cannot have children and has only 1 child. He gets a phone call, he calls the rabbi and he tells him, I want to help you. We have a fertility doctor, a clinic in Philadelphia. This rabbi tells him, do you know how much it costs? So forget about cost. He's ready to take care of it. He made a contact with the doctor, and the doctor told him only one thing. If you work with me, don't give up. We'll try it until it works. Finally, they made a date for an appointment to fly to Philadelphia and to come to see the doctor and to start to work on it. The appointment was for Tuesday. Saturday night, his wife gets a phone call, her mother passed away. First phone call they made to the doctor, and forget about the appointment. There's a funeral, they'll see Chiva, there's nothing to talk about. The doctors didn't give up. He says, where are you going to see Chiva? She says, in Boston. He says, if I find doctors who will monitor you in Boston, would you do it? And you come by the end of the week to me? She said, yes. They monitored, and they did what they need to do. And 9 months later, they were born twin girls, I think. Complete children, everything, healthy babies. He says a while later he went to the doctor he used to have in their city, and he tells him, usually after you have twins, there is a chance your wife will get pregnant with another twins. Maybe you want to take some birth control. He looks at her and he says, what are you telling me? That after 20 years that I gave all the money in the world to get children, that if God wants to give me a child for free, I should take birth control? I should refuse it? And after a while, he had another child. And now he has a family of 4 children, all because this doctor was inspired by the story by the Chabad rabbi and his wife who were killed in Mumbai. And the message was of this event that we're going to build, we're going to do more, we're going to replace it, we're going to do even better. And since then, this doctor helped quite a few rabbis to have children. The Parsha of this week is actually about children, the beginning of the Parsha. Now, it's something very interesting. All the mothers were barren. They could not have children. Sarah could not have children. Rebecca could not have children. Rachel could not have children. Hannah could not have children. But there is something very unique about Rebecca, the beginning of the story of this Parsha. Isaac and Rebecca. Sarah could not have children. You don't read anywhere. It's not written anywhere that Abraham was praying for a child. God told Abraham, you know, your reward is very great. Scharcha arbe meod. That Abraham told them, what's the point of having so much reward if there is nobody to take over, nobody to inherit it? He didn't pray for a child. It just was a matter of fact. He's giving me a blessing, but I don't have, give me reward, but I don't have anybody to get it, to move on, to continue after me. And then Sarah, she didn't pray for a child. She went to Abraham, she told him, marry Hagar, and have a child, right? And after that, Abraham was satisfied. And when God actually came and told them, you're going to have a child, what was Abraham's reaction? May Ishmael live good, it should be a good boy, to be good enough for me. I don't need more. Jacob did not pray for children. Rachel didn't even pray for children. Rachel only did, what she did is, she turned to Jacob and she complained. She said, give me children, if not I'm dying. And Jacob said, what I'm God, that I can give you children. Why are you complaining? What do you want from me? You don't need a prayer though. Not from Rachel, not from Jacob. Hannah, your husband didn't pray for her. She prayed for herself. She went to the temple. She prayed for herself. You don't read anywhere your husband prayed. Your husband actually tried to comfort her. He says, when you need children, I'm as good to you as 10 sons. Really? The only one who prayed for a child is Isaac. The Torah says Isaac prayed, but the word prayer that's written in the Bible, it's chosen to express this prayer, is vaye'etar. Vaye'etar, Rashi says, means to pray a lot, to beg, to ask again, not to give up. And on one end, it could look like you're being a nudge, you're asking a lot. But it wasn't about that. Isaac wanted to have a child from Rebecca because Isaac and Rebecca's relationship was very unique. Counter to popular belief. The only one, it's written in the Bible, Isaac married, not the only one, but it's written about Isaac, he married Rebecca, and what's written in the next word? He loved her. You need to write about a couple that they loved each other. Every couple loved each other. He married her and he loved her. Yeah, it makes sense before, like by Jacob, he loved Rachel, that's why he wanted to marry her. But after you get married, you have to write about a couple that they loved. That's a proof that there was a special love in this marriage between Isaac and Rebekah. Isaac loved Rebekah so much, and he prayed for her to have a child from her. He didn't want to do what Abraham did, that he married Hagar. He didn't want to do what Jacob did, that he had another wife that he had children from. Elkanah had another wife. He wanted to have a child from Rebekah. And because he loved her, he prayed hard. And because he prayed so hard, out of love, he got the blessing. And 2 children were born. You see, it's written in the Hasidic philosophy, to pray for somebody, if you want it should work, it has to come, a prayer comes out from love. It has to come out from a very deep love. And when you pray for somebody that you love very much, the prayers will be answered. That's why in the Hasidic movement, the relationship between a Rebbe and a Chassid is based on love. It's all about love. From love comes out respect, from love comes out everything. But the relationship is based on an amazing love, that never-ending love. And to a point that the previous Lubavitcher Rebbe said, there is the book of Song of Songs, but it's a love story. What's really the love story? Why it's in the Bible? Because it's a comparison to the love between God and the Jewish people. That's why it's written, it's allegorical. It's because it was a whole discussion in the Talmud. The rabbis had a discussion to include the book of Song of Song in the Bible or not. It looked like a roman, not like a love story. What does this do in the Bible? What's going on here? Came Rabbi Akiva and he said, all the writings are holy. Song of Song is the holy of holiest. Why? Because of this description of the love between God and the Jewish people. Then the previous Lubavitcher Rebbe said, if King Solomon would know the love between a Chassid and between a Rebbe and a Chassid, he wouldn't write about a love between husband and wife. The book Song of Song would be describing the love between a Rebbe and a Chassid, because this is a much more spiritual and stronger love. And that's also not only the Parsha of this week, the Haftarah of this week speaks also. God says something that we chose to write on the top of the ark in our shul. God says, Ahavti etchem amar Hashem. I love you, says God. When the Baal Shem Tov, the first Torah that the Baal Shem Tov told to the Maggid of Mezrich, he told them, you have to love every Jew. Based on the verse, God says, I love you. When you love somebody, your prayers for him will be answered. When you love somebody, he will love you. Love has no barriers and breaks all boundaries and no barriers. It's all about love.